I'm RA.
And I'm BBA. And this is Good News for the Day.
Our first piece of good news comes from a plane headed from Colorado to California. When strangers do something nice for you, it just reminds you that there's a lot of kindness still left in the world. New parents Dustin and Karen Moore learned this while heading home with their newborn daughter. The daughter started to cause a fuss when her diaper needed to be changed, and the flight attendants were nice enough to give the parents the privacy that they needed to help change their daughter. It sparked the question, why did they have such a young baby on board? It turns out that their daughter was actually adopted and they were bringing her home for the first time. A few congratulations were passed around by the passengers beside them, but they were in for a real surprise when a flight attendant actually announced their story over the plane intercoms. The cabin erupted into applause, and it wasn't long before an unexpected baby shower took place inside the plane. Napkins were passed around to guests, and soon the parents had a stack of friendly letters and good encouragement and advice from everybody that was on board. The one stuck out in particular, though, another passenger who was also an adopted child. They said, "Thank you for all the extra love you're willing to give, and everything will turn out okay in the future." The parents were touched by this, and now keep all the napkins in a scrapbook at home to remember this wonderful and definitely unexpected event.
Our second piece of news is about Greg Martinez, the teacher. Students nicknamed him Superman because of how nice he was to his students. But tragically, one day he got a tumor in his leg, so his students and his community pulled together because of his kind heart that influenced them, and they raised $50,000 for his recovery.
Back to you, RA.
We're doing a little bit of personal good news as well. For one, comics. So these were kindly shipped to us by another friend that Mom has online, and he was getting rid of his comic book collection and he asked if we wanted some, so he sent us 24 comics. And there is tons of variety covers in here, some a little bit older, some definitely a little bit newer. And it was just a really cool and really fun surprise being able to open these up and see what had been added to the pile. So thank you very much to Mr. Eddie. And another personal piece of good news for me is my birthday is coming up. So that's going to be really, really fun. And, well, we also have, I have a new phone. Watch this. You ready for this? Open, shut. It lights up like a neon Vegas strip. It is so cool. And I think my last good piece of personal news is tomatoes. Wearing a hat. Don't know why, it just kind of ended up that way. So there you go. Back to you, BBA.
Alright. Now time for my personal good news. So, one thing is that I have 700 subscribers now. One step closer to 1,000. Hooray! Number 2 is that I'm actually going to be having my birthday soon, and I am going to be 14. So that means Mom probably ordered me a bunch of new stuff. And, speaking of new stuff, wedding Bowser. Because I just pulled him out of a black hole, just to show you guys. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Good News for the Day.
I'm RA.
And I'm BBA, and this was our Good News for the Day. And I'm BBA.
And this is good news for the day. Why did you press play? I'm RA.
And I'm BBA, and this is Good News for the Day.
I'm RA.
And I'm BBA, and this is Good News for the Day. Good foods? Alright, so our first piece of news is that Martinez... So for our first piece of news, Greg Martinez was a school teacher. It just starts with Superman.
Our first piece of good news actually comes from... I did not time that. Our first piece of news is, well, strangers. Our first piece... I'm RA.
And I'm BBA, and this was our Good News for the Day.